Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and today I am here with the talented Danni Stefanetti. How are you doing?
Hey, Donna. How are you going? Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so glad we can meet up and connect and get to do this.
Fine. I love seeing you guys on Twitter, so it's fun. It's great to finally do an interview with y'all.
Oh, well, thanks so much. I'm so glad that you get to follow us on Twitter and things like that and share your stuff as much as we can, you know?
Oh, thank you. You guys do. You support me a lot.
Absolutely. That's our goal in life. So tell me, we love to start off with a difficult question.
Okay. Oh.
It's a good one, I promise.
Go for it.
Who is Danni Stefanetti?
Who is Danni Stefanetti? I am a girl from Perth, Australia, and I'm a singer-songwriter guitarist. Who am I? I don't know. I'm a dog person, and I love guitars, and I love tea, and I love people. That pretty much sums me up.
That's a great, just sums you up. Like, I love that. That was just simple and straightforward. You know, like, this is me.
Yeah. And I love writing songs.
Oh, that's beautiful. So when did you, now I know obviously from Australia to the US, tell me, you know, what was the idea to jump? Was it because of your music? You wanted to broaden your music and things like that? Or what was the goal for moving?
Oh, so I'd been in Australia, you know, since I grew up there. I was born there. And then ever since I was around 8 or 9, I found the guitar, started taking lessons and performing soon after. And after about 10 years of doing the, you know, gigging around Perth and doing the Outback and gigs around Australia, after a couple of years of doing the hard yards, we call it, I decided it was time to challenge myself and go to a new place. And because I grew up on a lot of American country music, you know, Dolly, Parton, and the Eagles, and also I'm a big fan of Keith Urban, even though he's Australian. I looked up to him that he'd made it in America, and a lot of the great songs came from there in the heart of country. So I one day dreamed of, you know, heading out that way. But I first went to LA. I felt called to go there first and was gigging. And now here I am. I'm on my way to Nashville soon. So, yeah, that's why I wanted to come to America, because I grew up on that music.
It's definitely exciting. I always love to hear everyone's story because everyone is unique and, you know, maybe their why and how and things like that. So it's always great to know.
Yeah. And I love being out here. So it's just a great country, great people.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm on the East Coast, so I have to admit I love the West Coast. We go out every summer usually and stay out there for months on end in California, Oregon, Washington, all those states. And I'm just I love the beaches out there and everything. Just
it is. It's gorgeous. It's very peaceful. I haven't made it out to Florida, but that's on my to-do list.
Okay. I suggest not in the summertime. It's a little hot here.
It's humid, apparently. Too hot. Yeah, I heard that.
Yes, always humid.
Yeah.
It's really nice now, like in February and January. So that I would recommend Florida, at least South Florida. North Florida, you can probably stomach in different times of the year, but sometimes it's just too hot. You know, you don't even want to be outside. You're like, it's too hot and too muggy.
Well, I've heard something that's similar to Florida, that's similar to Australia. And you guys have alligators. We have crocodiles. So that probably will feel like home over there.
Perfect. Yeah, we always joke about the alligators here because, you know, I always say I'm like, you know, if there's water, there's a gator. That's it.
Oh, really?
Theory?
You got to watch where you step.
Exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, so tell me about your latest release, 17 Stars. Let's talk about that first.
Well, where are my albums? They're somewhere around, but I don't have one with me right now. I'm silly. Well, my album just came out. Well, it's coming out tonight on midnight, but I know that this doesn't air till March. So for those that are watching it now, my album comes out on February 21st, and it's my first album I've ever put out. So it was recorded live in Big Bear. I produced it, mixed it, mastered it, and obviously sang and performed it. And I'm so proud of it for people to hear these songs. Some of them were written in America and a couple back in Perth. And I put a collection of my favorite songs. I thought it kind of feels like a greatest hits, even though I haven't got any hits yet.
Oh, it's something when you do it all yourself, sometimes it's just like, and I don't know if you're allowed to say any names yet, but I guess when it's released, it will be out. Are there any that are like your babies that are like your favorite today? And I know that changes daily, and maybe all of them too, but are there any that are like your favorite right now?
Well, there's one that we chucked on the record, and it's called Moon Looks Pretty Tonight. And that was, it's one of my most cheesy pop songs, but it did the best in my home country. So we put it on there, and I was really happy about that because I love that song. Moon Looks Pretty Tonight. I don't know if you've heard it. And there was a couple of newer songs like My Heart's Alarm and 17 Stars, and some of that are getting a really great reaction. Yeah. So I don't know. It's an amalgamation of a few different styles, and we got a bit of gospel in there. And yeah, just I hope people like these songs. I love them. So, but I'm a little bit biased.
I'm sure they will. And just as a reminder, links are in the description. People go check them out then.
Oh, they should definitely check it out. And there's physical copies on my website as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. Sometimes in this day and age, everyone does everything digitally. So sometimes it's nice to be able to both, physical and digital.
Yeah.
When you're on the road, the digital's beautiful. When you're at home, sometimes you just want that physical copy.
Yeah, because then you can sign it and write a personal message. And actually, there was a little girl that was at my show on the weekend, and she was the first person to buy my first record out here, and she's only 3 years old.
Oh my goodness. That is so
her
cute.
and her parents came up and wanted a CD, and I was like, you're the first person to get a copy. Yeah,
that is so awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me, was there some inspiration behind some of these songs? Was there anyone in particular that you would like to start talking about? I know recently we were talking about 17 Stars between myself and my co-host Paula. So we were talking about that one recently. But are there any off here that, writing wise, you were just like, it was just, we got to this, wasn't even planning on writing that, wrote it, and it was like done in 10 minutes or, ridiculous times like that.
Yeah, a lot of my best songs are written under 10 minutes or between 5 to 15 minutes. And there was one song in particular on this album that I knew when I wrote it, it was a special song. And I'd been watching the movie Serendipity, and you know how two people meet in serendipity and time just pauses. So that was the concept behind it. And then I started writing this New York snowflake type song about a couple meeting and time pauses. And we had that on the record, and that's personally one of my favorites that's on it. It felt like a very inspired song to write. And same with 17 Stars. I wrote that on the farm where I live, and it talks about family, faith, and staying who you are. So I really love playing 17 Stars to live crowds, especially out here in America. They really love it.
It's a beautiful song.
Thank you. Everybody has a little catchphrase for it, like I got 17 cats around me. I got 17 guitars. I like hearing other people sing.
I was talking earlier, I said I have a cat, so that makes me the crazy cat lady. Although I don't have 17. I have 7 small animals in the household, so
Oh wow, that's a lot of animals running around.
Yeah, they're all under 15 pounds, so it's good. They're all small.
Oh, good. Beautiful.
Oh. So tell me, other than, I know you mentioned Dolly Parton and things like that, and tell me, who are some of your musical influences?
Some of my musical influences. Let's start with Elvis Presley. He's my favorite singer of all time. I have a very eclectic mix of what I listened to growing up, and Eagles, Dire Straits, Shania Twain, all the way to Britney Spears, and then I love Michael Bublé and jazz. Then I also love the blues players like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jeff Beck, and Jimi Hendrix. So Bonnie Raitt as well, and I was so glad to see she won a Grammy. I was heavily influenced by Bonnie Raitt and Sheryl Crow growing up, and a lot of those blues country crossover artists. So yeah, to put it in a nutshell, that's kind of a couple of my influences, but it goes on forever because I listened to a lot of music growing up.
It's beautiful. I don't think there's ever any official bad music in life. I mean, there's some things we may not like, but overall, I don't believe there should be, like, I'm a genre person that loves everything. So yeah, totally agree.
I was lucky to find my dad's old records, and he had very good taste in music. So I just kind of started listening to what he had, and I think that influenced my sound a lot.
Beautiful. And I would have never guessed Elvis if you didn't tell me.
Really?
Especially, there, like my generation, okay, the millenniums and after, for our generations there, most of us wouldn't have thought Elvis would have been on like our list. Like, yes, we like him, we appreciate him, but as far as favorites, it's so refreshing to see that once in a while, because, I think of, people older than me and things like that would say that, and it's just awesome. That's all.
Yeah.
It's nice to know music's universal and it never ages.
It is. And the thing about Elvis was, it's not just his music I like, it's just him as a persona and everything. And the way he dresses and his style, it's a lot of different elements of Elvis that for some reason fascinates me. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So would you like to do our 13 crazy questions?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. There's no right or wrong answers, just fun get to know you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So tell me, even though you love all music, do you have any guilty pleasure music? Maybe, something that no one really knows you actually listen to? I don't know, some silly Hannah Montana, maybe some, I don't know.
Spice Girls.
But
I like the Spice Girls. Yes, I bought one of their records when I was little. Yes. I wanted to be Baby Spice.
Aw. Oh, okay. So finish this line. Today, my favorite song is.
Peaceful Easy Feeling by William Lee Golden and the Goldens.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Tell us the best concert you've ever attended.
The best concert I've ever attended. It was Tommy Emmanuel, and it was live at Burswood Theatre. Tommy Emmanuel is one of Australia's best acoustic guitar players.
Beautiful. Yeah. Awesome. I just want to go to Australia sometime, I'm just going to have to.
To go.
I'm going to have to call you then and make sure you give me all the big places to go. And
yes. I'm trying to think, when you said that, what other concerts have I been to? There's so many. I'm trying to pinpoint one.
And, it's funny because someone had answered that once, and I had asked them, and I interviewed them again because they were releasing some new music, and they actually said different concerts. And I'm like, oh, nice. So I didn't realize it until after the interview. I'm like, hey, I think that was different than the first one. So I went back and checked. I'm like, yeah, it was. It was pretty cool. So I think it just depends on the day, right?
It depends on the day. That's right. Or what you remember on the day.
Right. No. So tell our audience music recommendations that they need to listen to before they die.
Ooh. Who should I start with? Golden Road by Keith Urban. Gary Clark Jr., all of his, live albums, and Big Bright Lights, Bid City. Elvis Presley. I was going to say Eric Clapton, and Led Zeppelin 3 record when they did Bon Way on Stomp and their little Left to Center songs. It's kind of underrated. I feel like more people should hear that record and not just their greatest hits. And I don't have my CD here today because I left it in the living room when I was doing some social posts. But these are the new records that my mates, William Lee Golden and the Golden, sent me. So I would recommend all three of these, especially this one. Southern accents.
Beautiful.
I'm allowed to promote my friends, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we're about here. It's connection, building the platform and sharing everyone else's music and your own music. And yeah. That's exactly
They're
what
my
we're
new
doing.
favorite country band, so that I've discovered. Yeah.
Beautiful. Tell us something on your bucket list.
It's on my bucket list to visit New York. It's on my bucket list to one day win a Grammy. And it's on my bucket list to also go and buy more Spumoni ice cream from the shop. Yeah. Because I like ice cream way too much.
Well, when you get to Nashville, I was told there's a really good ice cream place there. I will get you the name and make sure I send it over.
Yes, please.
And
yes, please.
You're going to have to check it out. So
I will.
Report back.
Sounds good. Please send it over.
Oh, if we made a movie about your life tomorrow, who would you want to play you?
Ooh. Oh, man. That's a really hard question. Who would you think would be good at playing me?
I don't know. I've been picking Reese Witherspoon just because I've seen her do music ones, so I think she's capable of doing anything awesome musically.
Let's lock it in. Let's lock it in. That's a good one. She did Walk the Line, and she was good at as June Carter in Walk the Line. So yeah, let's go with Reese. I love it.
Thanks. I'll call her up tomorrow. We'll get started.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so do you have a game plan for zombie apocalypse?
In case there's an apocalypse. Well, because I'm living on a farm, I'm learning how to have a veggie garden, and I think we just got a chicken coop. So yeah, I am learning tricks for how to survive. But I don't know how well that's going, so we'll see, I guess. Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, tell us something that you would never do, like jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
I'll go on like carousels, but I'm pretty scared of roller coasters. And I don't ever want to jump out of a plane. Too scared.
Okay, so nothing with heights. Got it.
I like flying, but not like jumping out of a plane.
I totally agree with you.
You're the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's too scary. People find that fun. That's cool, but I wouldn't find that fun.
Well, I will say parasailing was fun. That's where you're like attached to the boat and then you go up. So you're attached to something when you go up. So it's pretty cool. That's cool.
All right. Yeah.
And I figured at worst case scenarios, if they let it go, we just float somewhere with the parachute and then hopefully come down in the water somewhere where there's not sharks or gators, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or crocodiles.
No, that's
for an Australia.
Yeah, they're pretty risk takers down there. So, yeah.
Yeah. I just don't mess with the prehistoric animals. I'm sorry. I love them.
I don't mind
them. They're
insects.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up with insects and sharks, so I'm kind of used to it. But your squirrels, I'm still getting used to your squirrels out here because they're everywhere.
They are. Oh. So hypothetically, if I came to you and said, I need to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
Oh. That went dark real quick, didn't it? Do you know a good place? Oh, that's a dark question. Put it in the guitar case.
Well, in America here, we watch a lot of those weird channels like Investigation Discovery, where, they have shows like Wives with Knives and Fear Thy Neighbor and, like those morbid murdering shows, things like that. Yeah. So, detective shows.
We'll put it in the guitar case.
I like that.
Okay. Has anyone answered it with that before?
No one's answered it with a guitar case yet. That was the first one. So yeah.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of other good weird things, unique and otherwise, So sometimes it scares even me. So
Yes. Oh gosh.
Oh. Tell us something you're afraid of.
There's one animal I'm really afraid of, but I don't want to say it on the interview just in case. You know how like people like, especially your close friends, like to prank you. So I'm not going to tell them what it is. What am I afraid of though? Oh, my whole family's got a Pacific. We're all scared of the same animal.
You should say dogs or something, like just
Am
saying,
I
because
allowed
you're a
to
dog
say?
person.
Okay, I will say. No, I don't want to say it just in case someone scares me with that animal at a gig, It's like, hi, I'm a fan of yours. And then they bring the animal. um, I'm not scared of too many things. I was scared of the pandemic a little bit, but I'm glad we're all back to normal. So that was a little scary being in a different country during the pandemic. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah,
absolutely. And California was very strict, which was good in a way. They were trying to protect people and things like that. And, so yeah, some states were a little more liberal, and that was scarier, I think, but
yeah. I'm trying to think of what else I'm scared of, but no, I can't think of it right now. It's left me. There's some movies that scare me a little bit, Halloween movies.
The scary ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, would you go to karaoke with me?
Sure. What do you want to sing?
I don't know. I don't really go to karaoke. I just been asking everyone just in case it ever happens and we're at karaoke, and I warn everyone it's that tone deafness. So I'm like on the American Idol scale, I always warn everyone. It's like, you remember that gentleman, William Hung, who really wasn't singing. He was kind of like talking and trying to sing. Okay. So if you have him at the, say he's at 1 and Carrie Underwood's at 10, I'd probably do like 4 to 5. Like I can carry it, but I'm not like Carrie Underwood. No. So.
Know you mean.
So it wouldn't be too bad. We just find something everyone sings along. No one to hear me, right? See?
Yeah, they have those. You know how they have lots of Thai and Chinese food, and then they have karaoke afterwards, and everybody's all hyped up. That's the best time to do it because you've been well fed and you're all sugared up, and you go and do some karaoke, and everybody sounds great because they've had a lot of green tea.
Absolutely, I think we'll have to do that. We'll have to do a karaoke party. We'll have to do a fun star music karaoke party.
You can do one on your show.
I think we're gonna have to do that. I'm thinking that's gonna be fun. I will be calling you, Danny.
But they can't be professional singers.
Or that karaoke suicide where they pick songs that they would never sing.
Ooh,
that could be funny. It could be kind of like a funny thing, maybe.
Yeah.
If you could be any person like Dolly Parton or Bonnie Raitt, or any position like a CEO or accountant or surgeon, who or what position would you want to be for the day and why?
Well, I've probably watched too much Spinal Tap lately, but I would love to be an astronaut for the day. Yeah. Cool. Oh, I'd love to be a koala for the day.
That would be awesome.
Am I allowed to be a koala for the day?
Absolutely. Why not?
If I could turn into one animal, I'd turn into a koala, and I'd be an astronaut koala.
An astronaut. I love it.
Yes. Too much coffee, Donna. I've had too much coffee.
I need to start having more coffee. I'm telling you. What kind of coffee are you having, though? That might be the kind.
It was like vanilla flavored. You know how in America they have all those different flavorings? Yeah. I love it. Vanilla caramel, I think. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to have to be the prerequisite for all shows now. Everyone has to be like caffeinated and sugared up, and then we'll do them.
Exactly.
So do you have any words of wisdom that you live by? And if so, what are they?
Yes. With my music, that kind of stems into me as well. It's all in one. What I've learned in my journey is to stay true to who you are and be authentic in your music and sing songs from the heart that you've either watched other people go through or that's just accentuates who you are as a person. So don't try to fit any box or formula because we've all got unique traits, an amalgamation of unique traits that are special, uniquely special to each of us. So if you stay true to that, you're going to have a different journey to someone else, but it's at least going to be your journey. So that's what I've tried to stick to. this whole time, because the music industry is quite challenging to navigate. But as long as you stay who you are, it's a little bit easier. That's what I found.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't agree with that. And music or any industry. I mean,
Yeah.
I know some industries there's a little more professionalism, but regardless, you gotta
Us
have fun
musicians are
and
very
enjoy it.
professional, aren't we? Us musicians are very professional, aren't we?
We are absolutely professional. Yeah.
Yeah.
My day job is in healthcare, so sometimes I'm like, I'd like to be a little smart and say something, but I'm like, I know that's not appropriate, but yeah. It would be funny sometimes, but
Yeah, they're definitely, the music industry is every day is different, that's for sure.
It is. And I'm not saying it's not professional. It's it's just a different profession. If you've never been in it, it's different. It's like going from, music to, I don't know, being a doctor. I mean, that's two different,
Oh yeah, big time. Yep.
Of course,
but yeah, life's always interesting.
Absolutely. I would say pediatricians are, I would think, more like musicians. They get to, be silly a little bit more and,
I got asked once, someone said, "What's your profession?" I said, "Musician," but they misheard me wrong and they thought I said physician. And I had a good chuckle afterwards.
Oh, definitely. Oh, so I know you were saying you're going to be spending some time in Nashville. What else do you have coming up with the, obviously, we're releasing the new album. So any expected gigs, things happening? You want to tell everyone about coming up?
So this, actually, February the 26th, I'm playing at Yamava Casino with my trio. I've got a blues trio and we got a 4-hour show at Yamava. So that's going to be epic. Then I head over to, in the middle of March, to Nashville, and I got some really great, amazing meetings with some people in country music that are big in that industry. And I've got a couple of shows lined up in California coming up. But the main thing is this album coming out, which has been a long time in the works, releasing something like this. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what doors opens up after Nashville. Because I haven't been back there in about 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm really excited.
I'm right there with you. I think the pandemic caused some of that too, stopping.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it put me about like two years behind. So everything's opening up now and new opportunities are being created, and musicians are collaborating again and recording, and there's a lot of movement going on. So it's a great time to be in America.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's always stuff going on for musicians, even via Zoom. I'm telling you, I'm just glad that musicians, I don't know, was that something you did during the pandemic? Did you start any co-writing or anything on Zoom?
I did. I wrote a song with a national writer called Marty Dodson, who's written for Kenny Chesney and a couple of other writers. We did it over Zoom. And then I also did a lot of live streaming during the pandemic. So that was real fun. Couple hours a day, actually. It was good because I could get that fix from the audience, like still performing.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't live, it still kind of was. So I'm glad we still had that.
Oh, me too. In fact, I think some people got to know more artists that way too, because not everyone can get out and go to shows or into the music areas, right? And I saw a difference in some people like, oh, hey, I just found this new artist because she's doing live streams, or
wow,
it's really cool to see things like that happen. So
and it's great because I felt like a lot of musicians really uplifted people during that time. It was because of the entertainers and the music and the art that people were creating, that when people sitting at home quite down, it was people like us that were able to lift their spirits by doing what we love doing anyway. So I felt like that was a really good time for musicians during the pandemic to do live streaming.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I mean, definitely. It did help a lot of people for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Danni, it has been a pleasure having you on today, and you are welcome back anytime.
Oh, thank you, Donna. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for your quirky questions.
Well, thank you for answering them, as silly and quirky as they are.
Lovely.
Friends, don't forget to go check out all the links in the description and get Danni's newest album and debut album in that.
Yes,
have a great day, everyone.
Thanks so much.
See you next time.
See you soon. Thanks, Donna.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.